Doom scrolling is making you miserable, and you already know that. You tell yourself you're just checking one thing, one notification, one video, one more reel that is actually funny before I close the app. Then 45 minutes later, your brain is fried, and you can't even remember what you were searching for. And the truth is, you weren't looking for anything in specific. You've just programmed your mind for months and even years to open these apps and waste your own time and energy. You think you're searching for something, but you're just escaping yourself. You're escaping your purpose, you're escaping your mind, you're escaping your thoughts and the things that you have to do. It's a forever cycle on repeat, and it's never gonna stop until we actually do something. So let's put an end to doom scrolling with this one video. I'm gonna break everything down in 3 steps. And by the way, if you're scrolling while watching this video, please don't. This video is just gonna take 10 minutes of your time today, and it's gonna give you so much more in return for the rest of your life. Now, this whole journey has given me so much, so I want to give back by opening up a 7-day free trial to our private community, Discipline OS. Join 200 plus ambitious individuals and change your life today. Part number 1, the moment it starts. This part is all about what initiates doom scrolling subconsciously. Now, let's talk about a very important concept called autopilot entry point. Now, this basically means that you don't even decide to scroll. Even though you think you're making the decision, you don't decide. You just open apps on pure reflex during micro boredom gaps, like waiting, like transitioning tasks, like avoiding discomfort, avoiding the hard work, and procrastinating. Now, your brain associates boredom with bad, boredom with danger. So every time boredom presents itself in your life, whether that's with your task, with your life, with whatever, your brain instantly resists boredom by reaching for easy inputs, which, is your phone, which is scrolling, which is doom scrolling, spending hours on reels. Or even sometimes you might not even be scrolling, but you're just checking your phone every 2 minutes. Now, to effectively eliminate doom scrolling from your life, we need to understand the cue response loop. All about the mechanics of exactly why environment triggers behavior. You see notifications or habits like opening your phone while you're on the train, while you're waiting for something to happen, while you're switching tasks, or even, checking 1 to 2 reels after posting Instagram reels, like myself. I post on Instagram. I've been doing so for the last 2 years, and I noticed that every time I would post a reel, I would actually go to the explore page and check out a few reels, and instead of just taking 5 minutes to post a reel and write a caption, I would spend 15 minutes on the app. That is not a conscious choice, that is a trigger. Even emotional states like feeling bored, like feeling confused, like feeling anxious, like feeling nervous, or slightly stressed or tired, these are all triggers that lead you to doom scroll. Now, that takes me to the illusion of control. You see, your brain frames it as harmless. Just one more video, one more funny reel. And the biggest illusion of all is that your mind thinks that you can stop at any time. When you're doom scrolling, when you're there and you're just like maybe on your bed, you might be even watching this video after doom scrolling on your bed. While you're doom scrolling, you just have the thought of, it's okay. It's okay, I'm gonna continue because I can stop at any time. But that's an illusion, and then you don't stop at any time, and then you spend 30 minutes and even an hour, and some people spend hours every single day scrolling on social media. Now, the thing we have to understand is that, 4 hours a day doesn't seem like much. But when you compound it over days and months and years, and even a lifetime, those 4 hours every single day come up to like a decade of your life. So the only thing that separates doom scrolling from intentionally checking your phone, checking a few things, and then putting it somewhere else and resuming your activities is just intention. There's an intention switch that goes on in your mind that makes a world's difference. Now, most of the time, you open your phone without a defined goal. Now, what this means is you don't have intentions. You're just opening your phone to open your phone because it's become such a deep-rooted habit. You open your phone without a defined goal, so the algorithms give you one instantly. They give you that hit of cheap dopamine, and then 5 minutes turns into hours. And all of a sudden, the deep work you wanted to do, the goals you had, the tasks that you had to finish, they feel so hard. You procrastinated them, and now they feel so hard because your dopamine baseline has increased so much because you spent time chasing cheap dopamine. So let's do this exercise. I want you to comment down below exactly what specific actions lead you to doom scrolling. Think about every time you doom scrolled. Think about the one thing that happened before that triggered you to start scrolling. For example, for me, posting reels on Instagram always led to me spending extra time on Instagram. So I had to design a system around that so that I intentionally just post one reel and then I leave the app. Now, the thing is, most people, they think that they are not where they want to be, or whatever bottleneck that they have. They think they're not seeing results with their life, with their discipline, with their income because of, talent or luck or circumstance. But the truth is, it is because of one reason and one reason only. It is because they lack discipline and identity. Number one, they don't have these systems in place to be able to take the action consistently enough to scale. And number two, they can't see themselves in alignment with the desired outcome. And as a result, their actions always fall behind. And now, if you really want to make a change, you need to realize that nothing changes if nothing changes. If you do things the same way you always have, you will get the same result. If you want a different result, you need to do things differently. Part number two, the pattern interrupt. So this is all about interrupting your loops. When you're there doom scrolling, your awareness is pretty low. You're not really aware of your surroundings. You're not aware of your emotional states, of how you feel, of why you're seeking and chasing cheap dopamine, and you're not aware, most importantly, of what you are actually escaping. Now, the magic you were looking for is in the work you are avoiding. So actually the way it goes is you're avoiding an important piece of work, and that avoidance creates lack, and that lack actually makes you scroll. But the solution was actually simple. Do the work you've been avoiding. So you need to spike your awareness. You need to introduce awareness when you are scrolling, when you continually get distracted, even though you know exactly what you have to do. You need to introduce awareness through using a journal. You need to create a distraction audit, which is basically opening up to a fresh piece of paper in your journal and just writing down the things that lead you to picking up your phone and scrolling. The first and biggest breakthrough that you will have is when you actually notice when you're inside the loop, when you actually notice that, oh, this is the point, this is the part where I actually avoid my problems and I just sit on my bed and I waste time and I doom scroll. The moment you notice these loops and you have awareness around them, everything else becomes easier. You need to notice patterns within yourself. You need to notice, oh, exactly when I have so much tasks and I don't have a plan on what to do, that is exactly when I get confused, and that's exactly when I seek out distraction. Or when I finish my tasks too early and I have all this free time and I don't have activities planned that are going to keep me busy, that is when I spend the most time scrolling. Pattern awareness and recognition is key to understanding yourself so that you can never ever doom scroll ever again. Because you know for a fact that what's standing between you right now and the life you know you want to live is discipline, it is identity, it is focus. And doom scrolling is actually holding you back from achieving those things. So another strategy I use is adding friction. Like James Clear says in Atomic Habits, you need to add friction between you and the bad habits and reduce friction between you and the good habits. What this means is make good habits as easy as possible and make bad habits as hard as possible. So think about, how do I add friction between me and my phone? Number one, there's distance. Distance is physical friction. If your phone is right next to you, if it's in your pocket, if it's on your desk, then the friction is pretty much minimal. All you have to do is reach out your hand, open your phone, and open the app. If you had a screen time blocker that was blocking the app, so before you open the app, you have to click a few extra buttons, wait 20 seconds. That's more friction. If your phone is in another room, that's even more friction. If you don't even have the app on your phone, then to open Instagram, you need to first download the app again and then open it and then wait and then scroll. The more layers of friction you add between you and your phone in this specific example, or generally between you and bad habits, the easier it is going to be to avoid the bad habits. The easier it is going to be to eliminate doom scrolling so you can finally focus on your goals. And now comes the identity interruption. The moment where you see yourself and you look at yourself and the fact that you're doom scrolling and you just think to yourself, this is not me. I am a goal-oriented person. I'm a productive person. I get work done. I want to be successful. I have big goals. And scrolling, sitting in my bed and doing the least effective thing that I could ever be doing is just not in alignment with my identity. I just don't see myself like that. That is where the biggest shift is going to come and awareness is going to come, and you're just going to put your phone down and be like, this isn't me. Let's get back to work. And that's so powerful. So you just need to stop right then and there. Waiting an extra 5 minutes is just delaying the inevitable. You see, the urge to scroll only lasts for about 5 minutes. If you can put down your phone and resist the urge for an extra 5 minutes, you will get to a level where you just don't feel the need to scroll anymore and you actually want to get to work. This is your dopamine baseline adjusting. After a lot of fast and quick and cheap dopamine, your dopamine baseline spikes, which makes it way harder to do the things you have to do, like the good habits, like the deep work, like the reading, the running, the journaling, whatever. So close your phone the second you notice that you feel the urge to scroll. The second you find yourself just opening out of curiosity, opening Instagram or TikTok or whatever app. At the exact second, make the decision and say, this isn't me, this is not the life I want to live, and put it down, put it in another room, and get on with your work. Now, if you were enjoying this video, like this video and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, it helps me out a lot. Let's go to part number 3. Freedom from the feed. Now, you need to realize that this is what life is supposed to feel like. You have gotten so used to doom scrolling, being on your phone chronically online, that you forget what real life should feel like. Real relationships, real work, real habits. And I'm actually so grateful to have been born in a generation where we didn't have phones yet. And now once you free yourself from the distractions, from everything that's holding you back, like doom scrolling, which is a big thing. You know, doom scrolling with all my clients, when we talk about distractions, we look deeply at each person's specific situation in life and what's exactly holding them back from the goals that they have, the income, the milestone, the physique, the learning, whatever that might be. And it's like almost always doom scrolling among many other things. And now that's the one thing we try to shift, because once you remove doom scrolling, the 2 hours a day, you're instantly putting yourself at such an advantage. It's the one domino that makes such a big change with other things in your life as well. And that's also where you don't really need that much willpower. When your environments and habits are in congruency with your identity, you don't really need discipline. Now, when I talk about discipline and identity, what I'm really saying is most of the time you don't have a discipline problem, you have an identity problem, which means that you can't yet see yourself in alignment with the person you know you want want to be, and as a result, actions always feel forced. The true path of self-improvement and self-mastery is really realizing that the deep work and the good habits and everything you need to do to get to where you want to be, if those things feel hard, then you are out of alignment. Working on your business, working on your physique, going to the gym, going for runs, journaling, meditating, and reading, and everything that is gonna level you up 100%, they shouldn't feel hard. They should feel natural and easy and smooth. Now, the fact that you feel any sort of resistance towards the good things, this is a sign that your identity is stuck with old habits, old routines, and old ways. And you just need to go through identity shifting so the actions can start to follow. And that's where mental clarity comes in. Once you remove doom scrolling from your life, without doom scrolling, without constant stimulation, your mental clarity goes to an all-time high. Your brain frees itself and it actually improves its focus. You become more productive. Your patience increases. Your boredom tolerance goes up. And I've experienced this firsthand with my work. It's so incredible. The moment I stopped doom scrolling, my focus has improved. It's been so much easier to do the work. My mood has been so stable, and I've just experienced such a major shift with my confidence, with the way I feel, with my focus, with my identity as well. Now, I still consume content, but I will tell you where the difference lies. The content I consume, number one, is not short form, it is long form. And number two, it is intentional. 80% of the content I consume has to align with the goal that I have. And only 20% of the content I consume, long form, can be something that is semi-aligned or not aligned with the goals that I have. That is where intentional consumption allows you to still consume content, because in most cases, if you're, running a YouTube channel and you post content, the best way to get inspired and to produce better content is to watch other content. Or if you're playing basketball and that's your hobby or your professional thing, and watching videos about basketball is going to help inspire you, help you improve, learn new skills. I think that long form content on YouTube is one of the best ways to learn a skill, to improve yourself, to get inspired, to understand more about yourself. So that's not something you should eliminate completely. You should just control it. Set boundaries so that it doesn't get out of control. And now the final key to never doom scroll ever again is self-perception. Now this ties 100% with identity. When you no longer see yourself as somebody who doesn't just try to not scroll, but somebody who never scrolls, that shift makes you not scroll. You always take action in congruency with the person you see yourself as. You have a subconscious image of who you are, your habits, how you look, how you feel, and what you do. And that is identity architecture. It is being able to identify where you want to go in life, identify the gap between who you see yourself as and that version of yourself that has everything that you want, and then closing the gap by doing visualization exercises, by doing self-image narratives, and identity protocols. Anyway, if you're interested in undergoing the same transformation yourself, to change your habits entirely, to stop doom scrolling, and to free yourself from digital distraction, then click the link below to join us with a 7-day free trial for Discipline OS, our private community. I'll see you in the next video, and remember, your level of success never exceeds your level of discipline. Take care, and you got this.